May's last-ditch effort to keep her hope and her family alive may have paid off, but she finds herself drained and nearly helpless as predators circle. Does this wise wolf have a few tricks up her sleeve? We review Season 2, Chapter 36, Daybreak, Part 2, in this week's TABTA, but first, a message to our Heroes of Edara. Hey there, this is Colin, creator of the 7th Valkyrie. If you're hearing this, it means you're listening to the public version of TABTA. And I really appreciate that. It keeps the algorithm happy. It keeps us growing. But if you want to get a little fun personal message every week with behind-the-scenes stories, funny little bits, other insight into the creative process, you can hop over to our Patreon and become a Hero of Edara. You'll support the series, you can shape the future of the 7th Valkyrie, and find a whole lot of fun bonus content along the way. You can get started completely for free, and then if you decide you want to chip in and get bonus content, early access, and a whole lot more and help us along the path of heroes towards a whole lot of cool checkpoints, then you can do that. It's patreon.com/7th Valkyrie, that's 7THVALKYRIE, and give it a look. With that, on into the show. Hey, everybody, and welcome to TABTA, the adventure behind the adventure for the 7th Valkyrie, where we watch one series go from total obscurity to maybe 7 seasons in a movie, or maybe we just find the power of friendship along the way. I'm your host, Colin Sharp, creator and current voice of the 7th Valkyrie, and this week we're talking about Season 2, Chapter 36, Daybreak, Part 2. If you haven't gotten here, listen to the most recent episode. Hold up, there are spoilers coming. Here's your little break. All right, if you haven't... Let's rock and roll. Let's get into it. And we'll start with our first segment inside the episode, where we talk about what happened, where we're going. It's sort of the play-by-play of the episode. So, with Part 2, we pick up right where we left off at the end of Part 1. May has put everything she has into saving BC's life, but boom, from the shadows, here comes Krona. And what happens next is we get a lot of shocking revelations. First, we get glimpses into Krona and BC's past relationship, which definitely has been confirmed to be a lot closer than crime boss and hired assassin. We also see that the machinations in Reen were just a small portion of Krona's plan, and his reach and knowledge stretches far further than we'd ever known, and certainly than us as the listener right now. We see that the secret of the Watchers for the Wild isn't so secret, nor the existence of the Great Wolves, or the fact that May is one. And as May desperately tries to defend BC, we learn that Krona's knowledge and intelligence are only surpassed by his casual sociopathic ruthlessness, as he tears off May's leg to prevent her from following him, and then takes BC with his men. And that leaves us with a lot to worry about and lots of questions as we're reaching the end of Season 2. And to get a little deeper into it, let's go into our second segment, which is outside the episode, where we give a little bit more of the color commentary. We talk about behind-the-scenes notes, discuss this in a little bit more detail. Sometimes throw in a little bit of production thoughts, inspiration. And for this version of outside the episode, I want to talk about Krona for a sec. We see so many different layers of him in the series, from this elevated version of himself that he plays when out in public, to command fear and unpredictability. Ranging also to the sort of deeply sick, semi-self-aware, sociopathic individual plagued by ennui who takes a predatory interest in the feelings and experiences of the people that he's toying with. And it's interesting writing him, experiencing him, getting to listen alongside. There are so many flashes of genuine truth in what Krona says and does. And even when he's lying or fooling people, he's not always lying so much as he's being vague or obscuring the truth behind layers and layers of poetic and metaphorical language. And it gets to this point where he can be sort of impossible to see where he ends and the mask begins. He's this sort of mercurial entity, just as likely to be charming and respectful as to be savage and sadistic. And sometimes you get the sense that even he isn't quite sure what he's going to do next. Or is that just part of the act? I can promise you we'll get to see more of Krona, both as the Machine King and as the strange man who lives beneath that title. But for now, I just hope you guys are getting to enjoy the show that he's putting on for himself, for Edara and Beyond, and for all of us listeners. Anyway, that brings us to the end of our thoughts on this particular chapter. The final chapter of Season 2, The Shattered Visage, begins Friday with part 1 of chapter 37, which is titled Relentlessly the Sun Rises. So stay tuned on Friday, or if you want to go right now, you can hop onto Patreon, finish the season a month before the public release date, and dive into all of the material that we're diving into for the listen along that is to come. Anyway, so you can jump ahead, you can join the heroes being about 8 weeks in the future, or you can settle in and prepare and listen as we're getting into the last couple weeks of 7th Valkyrie. The choice is yours. Either way, have a great one.